My name is Gavin Evans, and this is my review of The Truman Show. And this review will have spoilers, so there's your warning. But I believe this was the first Jim Carrey movie I ever watched, and I always liked it, but the more times I watch it and the older I get, the more I love this movie. I think it's just an amazing, brilliant film. So let's begin by talking about the cast. And Jim Carrey is fantastic here. I love how he brings both his comedic talents and his dramatic talents to this movie, and he just sells you on everything he needs to. And he's just got that personality that allows him to carry this film with ease. Then we've got Laura Linney, who is married to Truman, but you can tell that she hates him. She is phony. She is hollow. And yet she's pretending, and she just shows every side of this character perfectly. Very impressive work. Ed Harris, I think, does a good job. He just has that presence to him. He brings weight to this movie. Noah Emmerich is so bland and boring and such a terrible friend to Truman, but he's also very convincing. He does everything he needs to so incredibly well, and I kind of love his flat delivery of his dialogue. Just really works for me. Natasha McLone, I think, does a real great job as well. She is charming, she is likable, she is the only bit of honesty that Truman has experienced in his life, and you feel that from her performance. And in some ways, I think she also represents hope that when Truman leaves the simulation at the end of this movie, that there's potential for him to find happiness in the real world. So, yes, I liked what she brought to this movie, and Holland Taylor does a pretty good job as well. And Paul Giamatti is barely in this movie, but it's still nice to see him. So the cast is a real strength of this movie, but the movie's biggest strength is the premise. It's just brilliant. This guy just lives his life, and he doesn't know that he's the star of the biggest TV show on the planet. But soon he starts to suspect that there might be more to his life than he originally thought. Just love it. I love the escalation, how there's a light that drops, and Truman's like, what? And how he just starts noticing more and more as the movie progresses. It's a movie that is constantly engaging, and you're just hoping that he finds out the truth. But there's also a real disturbing layer to this movie where everybody is in on this phoniness. They won't let him leave, they won't let him live a real life. And it's kind of like a horror movie, but it's done in a very comedic fashion. And I think that's what works best for this movie. The tone they picked is the right one. And I think there's plenty to this movie about our desire for authenticity. Like, whether or not Truman realized it, he craved honest, authentic relationships. And I also love how his search for the truth ends up being the most exciting that this TV show has ever been when he's allowed to be himself. It's like the best, most exciting way to live is also the most honest one, and how you shouldn't try to play God and interfere in people's life. And I think there's plenty of substance here. I also think this movie is quite funny. I love how absurd it gets at times. Like when him and his wife are talking and she suddenly advertises coffee. It's great. I love it. The movie is also very well directed by Peter Weir. The movie is well shot. And yeah, like I think this is just a very entertaining, brilliantly thought out movie, and it's filled with great performances. Like I think it just fully excels in every way. And I think it's a movie that everybody would like. So, The Truman Show gets a 9 out of 10. Okay, have you seen The Truman Show? What did you think? Let me know in the comments down below. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe. Stay tuned for more videos soon. And Gavin out.